Hi all of my future bloggers out there. I am so excited to be here today. My name is Krista and next to me is the one and only Greg, and you might know him from his YouTube channel. He's helped hundreds of thousands of people start a blog, and he helped me create my own blog, which is called DearTraveler.com. It's a travel and lifestyle blog, and I've been working on that for about a year and a half now. I started out not knowing anything about how to blog, but I knew I wanted to, so I guess that's a starting point. Today, I'm going to teach you how to begin the process of starting your own blog, whether it's a website, a travel blog, or anything in between. What we're going to do is show you what hosting site we're going to go to, create a domain name, what the prices are going to be with the outline of the prices, and discounts. Discounts, guys. We have big discounts for you, so definitely wait until the end. If you've always had the idea in your head about starting your own blog or website but never really knew where to begin, this video is going to be perfect for you. But before we get started, please like and subscribe. It's free and really helps us out. So without further ado, let's get started. First, we are going to go over the 4 steps to starting a blog. Number 1. Getting a hosting plan. For those of you who are wondering what hosting is, it is the place where your website lives. So for example, your Facebook page or Instagram profile. That is the host. And a domain name is the little box up above where you type in the search engine. For example, you could do kristabrunette.com. Here, today, we are going to get it for you for free. So that is very exciting news, and we will show you how to do that later on in the video. Once again, number 3, we're going to create an account with WordPress.org. So the difference between WordPress.org and WordPress.com is the .com is where you can create a free website or blog, but that comes at a price. So you're going to have all of your add-ons are going to cost you extra money, and all the little things are going to add up really quick. It'll never become a professional website or blog. You want to pay the money up front just to go with the .org. So be creating an account at WordPress.org on your Bluehost. So Bluehost is what you are going to pay for, so that WordPress is going to be free for you to use. No strings attached. And lastly, add your content. And anything else you need as you make your blog, we will answer in the comments below. And speaking of below the video, let's hop down there now and get our Bluehost discount.
Alright guys, Dear Blogger here real quick. I just want to make sure you get that Bluehost discount today before you make your blog, get your domain, all that fun stuff. So just jump down beneath the video in the description and you'll find our Bluehost discount link we've left for you. So just make sure to click on that. It's going to open a new tab and take you to Bluehost. And here you are, you're all set with an additional discount at Bluehost. So thanks a lot, and back to Krista.
So here we are at Bluehost. We are starting it at $3.95 a month. And instead of clicking on Get Started Now down here, I'm actually going to have you go up here and click on WordPress hosting. And I did that just so we can go over a few other points, or a few other, I guess, specials that come with the Bluehost package. So with that, you'll have the automatic WordPress install and updates, and free domain name for the first year, which is huge. So no pressure on picking out the perfect name, it's free. Now we're going to click on Choose Plan, and as you can see here, you still have the discounted price of $3.95 a month. Alright, so now we are here, and you can see all of the plans you can choose from. We have Basic, Plus, and Choice Plus. Now don't get fooled by the recommended sign above here. I wouldn't recommend this, actually. This is a lot of stuff that you won't even need to be using. But if you're just going to be doing one website, the $3.95 a month is perfect. You get one website, free SSL certificate, 50 gigabytes of storage, 5 park domains, 25 subdomains, and a $200 marketing credit. Also, just another tidbit on the free SSL certificate. This is a requirement by Google these days, and that's actually the padlock you see up above here. So what that does is it's going to prevent hackers from going into your website. If you don't have that, it's going to ruin your rankings, and it could be a hazard for your visitors. As for the 50 gigabytes of SSD storage, you would have to work really, really hard to fill that up. I know that I haven't yet, and neither has Dear Blogger, and we have a lot of information. If I haven't convinced you enough yet, then you can also scroll down the page here, and you can see that it has been recommended by WordPress.org since 2005. So, without further ado, we are going to go with the basic.
Thanks so much, Krista. Hi guys, it's Greg here, and I wanted to jump in because I noticed Bluehost is doing a split test with their screens. So some of you guys will see a new and updated Bluehost domain name choosing and payment plan screen, and others of you guys will just see the original Bluehost screens that have worked great for so many years. So if you see a new looking screen on this next page where my face is in the corner, go ahead and jump down in the description and we have a link to help you so you don't get lost. Instead, if you see the same thing on your screen as you do on mine, then go ahead and proceed here with the original version of Bluehost. Go ahead and set up your new Bluehost WordPress in the same process that's helped over 20,000 of our fans so far. So I just wanted to let you know that, and I will talk to you soon. Next, we're going to create a domain name. All right, so if you search for a domain name, you're going to have the option to put in any words you want and then choose an extension, which is like a .com, a .net, what have you. And I want you to know that the .com is the most recognizable and also the most profitable if you sell your website someday. So always try to get the .com. Although there isn't any negative like SEO if you choose like a .org or a .co. Then hit next. Of course, your domain name might not be available right away, so you might need to do a little more hunting, like replace guide with setup or go with yourname.com. That's always a good one. We can celebrate now that we've gotten ourselves a good domain name. And next, it's time to create our account. So we're going to pop in account information, which is just like our name and our business name, which is optional. You're going to put in stuff like the country, street address, city, and of course, all that information is 100% secure. And then in package information, we're going to make sure we choose the best option for us today. The price goes down if you register more months up front. You'll just have to pay a little bit more up front, but you'll get it at less cost per month. Hosting price is just the number of months we register for times the price. Domain's free, and you get a free SSL for security. Next, you'll see the package extras. All right, so obviously we want to check off on all of those because we're going to stay on a budget. I can show you how to do most of these tasks for free with the plugin, or you can add them on later in the future, guys. It's not a big deal. All right, so finally we have the payment information, and we're going to pay for our Bluehost web hosting just like you would at any other major online retailer. All right, pretty cool. So Bluehost has like over 2 million customers right now. Really great brand founded by Matt Eaton, and today they're going to get one more customer because we're going to join in. All right, so here I'm making my secure payment. Just going to pop in my credit card so I get some points and click that box down below. And once you've read through, it's time to hit submit, and this will take care of our domain name and hosting. And in the next step, we're just going to install WordPress. So goes really quick. You should know that it's really easy and fun, and yeah, now you get to enjoy the same Bluehost setup that everyone you might have talked to has already done. So once you're ready, we're just going to hit submit together. Boom. And it'll say your purchase was a success. Great, so they have these updated graphics in the new Bluehost WordPress install. And we just need to hit create account to get going. Next, it's time to create your password. So we just have our domain name in there and choose any password that meets all their criteria. Try to make it strong. Then check that box and then create your account. All right, here we're making a good amount of progress. Keep going with us here. Now click go to login. And it's going to ask us a quick little test, which is, do you remember the password you just made? So make sure you're on hosting login and remember that password. Type it in. And now we're going to click login. All right, doing great, guys. Stick with us here. We're almost to your WordPress blog. Congrats on making it so far. It's a big commitment here you've taken, and really you're setting yourself apart from so many other bloggers that decide to create a free blog. All right, so now let's create a website with some details. So the first thing is just the name of your site, which is literally just whatever your site title is. So, it could be anything like, Rick's Cool Toys or Jamie's Cool, whatever you want to call it. I'm out of ideas, but I just like calling it your domain name. Whatever's in your domain name, just put those words in the site title. And then for your tagline, that would be like a slogan for your website. So, maybe your favorite quote would work right there. All right, and when you do this, WordPress is going to take that information and put it on your blog. So you'll see it once we log into WordPress. All right, and now it says, do you want a blog? Well, I thought we were making a blog already. Well, this will just make sure that you have blog posts in a certain location. So of course we want that, and we're going to choose homepage so that we have a list of blog posts on our homepage. And then it says, do you want an online store? Of course, why not? I could definitely see us selling something like an ebook or some downloadable products or maybe a coaching guide later on. All right, so there we have it, and we're going to scroll down and we're going to hit continue. So the WooCommerce store is just by WooCommerce, which is a plugin. Next, it's time to tell us a bit more about you. Bluehost is basically just trying to understand what sort of site you want to make. This will help them recommend you themes, give you better WordPress support through their Blue Sky. They offer a lot of upgraded support features. So the more you tell them, the better. And they will read this and learn about your site so they can help you better later on. So of course, I'm just going to check all of them so we get all the options on the next screen. Then it says, are you comfortable with creating websites? Well, if you're with me, then yes, but after the video, you might not be comfortable. So we're just going to hit the very least one so that you get the most options for WordPress support on the next screen. And you get a phone number there if you want to call them for help. But obviously, you're here with me, and the YouTube comments are great. So now it's time to pick a theme that inspires you, not expires. These are all great themes. I can tell you about all of them. As you can see, there's like 559 of them, so there's really not time to explain all of them. But if you want, ask me about any individual theme. I'll tell you what it's good for, why it's good, and maybe why it wouldn't be for you. I've used almost all these themes we see right here. But we're going to skip this step because I want us to try out the default 2020 theme. It's really cool, and you should know how to use it. All right, so before I could finish talking, WordPress was installed. This is our dashboard. We're going to hit Get Started. Then we're going to say no thanks for the domain privacy protection because we're on a budget. And before we know it, we're going to be on the dashboard screen. All right, I'm just going to click away from here by clicking, I'm sure, turn it off. There we go. Now we're going to hit My Sites in the upper left. And in order to log in, we're going to click on Manage Site. So this is like kind of a quick little health check on your site, like how many themes you have, how many plugins, basically your sort of arsenal of tools, you could say. We're going to hit that button right there, and then there's us, and we need to create a password, and to do that we need to hit login. So here's our little guy in a rocket ship, and now we're logged in. Things at Bluehost go really fast, guys, so if you need to stop the video and ask a question, then please do so. I'm just going to close these little notifications here so that our dashboard is as simple as possible. Dismiss that one, and yeah. Welcome to WordPress. You made it. So here we are now, and what I want to show you how to do is to go to Users and change your password. So click on Users and then click on Yourself. Hit Edit right there, or just click on your name and then scroll down, and under New Password, click Generate Password. Nailed it. Now we're just going to make sure we hide it and click on any password you want. Make it strong, of course, and come down and update it. So now you don't have to use any other password. You know your username, you know your password. You can log in whenever you want. We're going to click on the dashboard button in the upper left, which is also called our site title. That takes us from the back end to the front end. So it goes from the dashboard to this site, which is basically how the world sees it. So this is what your WordPress site looks like. This is the theme it's wearing. Obviously it looks okay, but not that great. And if you click on that button again in the upper left, it goes back to our dashboard. So it just kind of flips around like a pancake. All right, so that's pretty cool. If you notice in the upper URL bar, there's some weird temporary domain names sometime, like box76. Bluehost just does that because they're not sure like where your domain came from. So if you're using a domain name from GoDaddy, they're just going to give you that so you can actually look at your site. But we want to click on the Bluehost button, and then we want to come down to hosting, and now we're going to go to manage, and this is going to help us get rid of that weird like box temp domain thing, because it should just say yourdomainname.com. And you can also see how the dashboard's connected to the Bluehost and so on and so forth. All right, so click on home, and we can see right there in that little drop down we want it to just say yourdomainname.com like I mentioned before. So click my sites. Now we're going to click on manage site. You guessed it. Now we're going to click on settings, and under site URL you're just going to delete what's in there. If it's not your domain name, just delete it and enter in http:// you don't need to do a www, just enter in the words of your domain name followed by the .com, .org, .net, whatever, and then click on save updates. So this will make sure that when we visit your site, it's actually going to be your domain name and not something else that we get to look at. To log in now, you can visit your domain name /wp-admin. That's just how everyone really does it these days. It's just the standard for some reason. Then pop in your username and your password that you chose when we were in that users area. Click remember me and bookmark it so you don't forget this page. And now we're going to click on login. And here we are. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is change our theme. We have a little bit of time left in the video, a couple minutes. These are the themes your site is wearing. So it's like all the default WordPress ones. If you want to activate them, you can just click on the activate button. But if you click on the blue plus, you can see all the themes WordPress comes with through the internet, through the WordPress library. You click popular. These themes are powering like thousands of websites. Astra is one of our favorites. I'll give you a video at the end on how to make a WordPress website with Astra. But for now, just go back to themes, and we're going to select the default 2020 theme. Really cool, really fast, and really modern. So click on a theme and click activate it to actually use it on your site. This will change how everything looks. All right, and now we can click on our site title in the upper left and see that everything looks different. And in the few seconds we have left, I want to show you how to add a new blog post and even upload an image. So go to new post in the upper navigation. All right, and this is the post editor. And we're going to click on the little cursor at the top to add a title. So welcome to the blog is always a good first post to have, explain what you want to write about and what people can stand to get. So I don't have time to write all that, and we're going to do that later. Also, I'll just write now. This is my first post. You know, I'm so glad you could stop by and read it. Something just to warm people up and welcome them to the blog. Now we can click on the image button, and this is how you upload an image to your new website. Let's go to a new tab and type in pixabay.com, where I get all my free images, and search for futuristic. Why not? Once you do a search for that, you'll see all the images that are futuristic. You can click on one to open it, and then you can click on further categories, which are on the upper left of the image if you don't see something you like. If you do, maybe you have a futurism blog, which is really cool, then you can just make it with all these images. All right, make sure you give credit to the author, but as far as I know, these are pretty darn good images that are free to use. All right, so we're going to click on free download. Before we do that, though, we're going to click on these categories like interior, and you can see that, you know, you can go way down the rabbit hole and pick all sorts of cool images. So I like this one. It's kind of like my dream office. Free download, I'm not a robot, and download. And then you'll get a download to the image. So just name it whatever you want. Cool office is good. In WordPress, click upload, and then it's going to search your computer. Click on the image, click open. Again, I'm sorry we're going so fast. Stop that video and ask a question if you want. So your image will show up right in WordPress. You've uploaded it now to your Bluehost hosting, and it's definitely on your blog. And we're just going to click and write a little bit more. All right, so let's get a few more sentences in there. I'm sort of thinking what I want to write. Maybe something about what my office looks like. Of course, you can upload as many images as you want to WordPress. You can add videos, quotes, links, all sorts of stuff. Let me know how to do all that if you have a question. In this case, I'm just going to say I'll leave a picture in my cool new office. Publish in the upper right to make things go live, and click publish again. Now we can actually just click on view post once it's done publishing. And voila, you published a new blog post for the world. And a special congrats if that was your first blog post ever. I know the feeling, you're not alone, and now you're a blogger just like me. Alright guys, so thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it because I really enjoyed making this for you. Please check out our other videos on how to make a WordPress blog. Make sure to smash that like, hit subscribe, notifications, all that. And yeah, welcome to WordPress. I'll talk to you soon.